Raid Shadow Legends 2 here with some new champions that just came out, and we have an increased chance to summon right now as well. All your ancient shards are doubled, so we have an increased chance, a double chance to get epics and to get legendary. Only 1% of course for legendary, but the epic chance is really great because I need Terrell, I need Royal Guard, I would like to have a Cult Brawler, and I want these new champions. I saw one legendary already that looked just amazing, mind-blowing amazing for the clan boss and to extend debuffs. This is the only one I've seen yet. Let's go over here to news, and you can read the news where it tells you here that they are extended until August 27th. You'll have a double chance to get legendary and epic champions. And then also we have over here new champions. Look at all these new champions. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 I think. But we've already had one of these. We've already had the Excruciator, because when I saw that name I was like, wait a minute, don't I know that name? So Excruciator is the one that we've already had from the event. And Corpse Collector, Yanisha, if I'm saying these names right, Vizier, Candraphone, something like that. So these names are always different and strange for me to pronunciate, so you guys might have to help me out. But let's get into it. Let's get into these champions and see what we have. These are not the right champions. This might be a long video, I apologize, but if you want to go over this with me, here they are. Let's go to Demonspawn first and look at the first legendary that we have. Where are they at? This one. Oh, this looks cool. Now this is definitely a new model, right? And this guy is like an octopus demon face. He's what, Davy Jones or whatever from Jack Sparrow. Let's see what he's got. Let's see what he's got. So he's got good HP, good attack, good defense. Everything's great on him. He has a leader skill aura of 33% attack. Places an extra attack if the target is under an increased attack buff. That's interesting because the clan boss will do that when it's below 50% HP. A lot of people will do that in arena. Grants an extra turn and resets the cooldown of On the Hunt skill if this attack kills an enemy. What is On the Hunt? On the Hunt. Places a Perfect Veil buff and a 50% increased attack buff on this champion for 2 turns. Alright. And damage increased by 40% while attacking under Veil or Perfect Veil. So, alright. Places 2 turns. So he doesn't attack after that. So he places it on himself. It's Perfect Veil. So I think he can attack and it won't fall off. But still, it's on a 5-turn cooldown. And he doesn't get an additional turn after it. So that's kind of whack for a legendary, right? That it doesn't attack immediately after, because you can still be hit while you're in this, from what I understand. Even the perfect version, you can still be hit by an AoE, you just can't be targeted. So that would be a long time. But this does attack all enemies on a 3-turn cooldown and grants an extra turn and resets this skill here on a kill. So it could be very strong. He looks fun. Alright, let's get on to the next one. We have a legendary in the Dark Elves. I love Dark Elves. I love the way Dark Elves usually look. Let's see what we have. And I'm excited to see some new champions just because nothing else really going on right now, right? So, and they look, wow, they look pretty badass. This one looks cool. I like the swords in the back. Let me zoom out. Pretty sweet. I like the face gear. Okay, they've got a passives. You know, a lot of them have passives right now. In dungeons, 34%. We've got a passive. Places a Perfect Veil buff on the champion for 2 turns at the start of each round. That is very nice. So in PvP, it'll only start at the first wave, and then each round, each wave that you fight people in PvE, it'll just be at the beginning of each wave, and then at the boss it'll only be for 2 turns right away, and then you won't ever see it again on the boss for this passive. But still, it's very strong because it just happens right away, and then you get to attack from it. Applies a debuff. Whoa, is this the one that can? Oh, this is that guy that attacks 3 times and has a 50% chance to increase the duration of all debuffs on by 1 turn. And then of course you use the support to have a 30% chance to extend debuffs. This guy is a monster. 3 times. Anybody who gets this guy, and I hope I get this guy, is a monster. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing a block buff debuff and a 50% decrease attack debuff and a healed block. Wow. On a 4-turn cooldown, 75% chance for all that. Oh, this guy's pretty cool. So he attacks one enemy and applies a debuff spread effect, taking 2 random debuffs from the target and placing them on all enemies. That is pretty crazy. You know, there's only one. Usually we're only fighting 1 boss, so it's not that big of a deal. Golems, this would be pretty cool, but he's not going to do any good force in a spirit golem. But, he's force. I really don't like force champions for where we're at right now for a lot of things. Places a perfect veil buff on this champion for 3 turns if the target is under 2 or more debuffs. But this guy is really cool. But again, I really don't like Force just because we have a Magic Dragon. We can bring him in there, sure. But we also have a Spirit Golems 20 and a Spirit Spiders 20. So I kind of like my guys to either be Magic or Spirit or Void. But still, that champion is insane for what he can do for extended debuff. So now we have a Spirit High Elf. We have a Spirit High Elf. Let's go over to this one. So if you've got some summons, now is the time. They all look a little bit... No, she's the same. Wow. She's the same exact as Shiri Manny that I just did a video on for having fun with PvP. New point. Don't you get points for summoning? I don't know how I'm getting points right now, but we will see. Let's see. So we have increased Spirit ally attack in all battles by 36%. Her stats are okay. Speed is alright. I forgot to look at the last guy's stat. Let's go with skill 1. Attack one enemy. This attack... Then attack another enemy. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing a leech debuff for 2 turns based on attack. Alright. Perfect veil buff on this champion for 2 turns if this attack is a critical. Now that's pretty nice. So 3 turn cooldown. We can get perfect veil if this attack is a critical. So you might want to open with this. That way she can't be targeted. And attack all enemies. Decrease their max HP by 25% of the damage inflicted. 4 turn cooldown. I'm not really liking this champion. Honestly, this is a Spirit legendary. And not my favorite. Really, I don't think she's special. I don't think she's special at all. All based on attack. I apologize. Let me go back and check for this Demonspawn really quick. I wanted to see what his attacks were based on. Attack, attack, attack. And I wanted to see what this, because I wasn't paying attention reading through all this stuff, if this guy is the same way. Attack, attack. Okay, so they're all based on attack. So those were the legendaries. The Vizier guy is pretty sweet. I like him a lot just because he extends debuffs. The rest of them are okay. We'll have to see how Veil is going to work out in the game. Now we've got some epics. We have Undead, Demonspawn, Demonspawn. So let's go to Undead first, knock that out. Undead, what do we have here? Where are you? Epics, epics. So they're going to be ones I do not have. Corpse Collector. So she is a remake of the Hexia or other ones that we've had. Her HP is good. I always like to make sure that I always like my champions to have decent amount of HP to work off of, right? Has a 40% chance of placing Leech, so we've got Leech again. Attacks all enemies on a 3-turn cooldown once maxed out. Has a 100% chance to place 100% heal reduction debuff and a 50% decrease accuracy debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. Okay, I don't mind that she has an AoE that does a heal block. Leech on her main, and then attacks 3 enemies at random. Each has a 100% chance to place a poison debuff for 2 turns. Place a veil buff on this champion for 1 turn. Alright, she's okay. Not super excited, but she's alright. Let's see, what else do we have? And they're all based on attack lately. So we have Excruciator. We already know Excruciator in the Demonspawn. We need to go there anyways for who we have. Let's see, Excruciator, where is she at? So there's Excruciator. You know her from the event. I'm sure you've looked at her to see her abilities. I'm not even going to talk about her. You know, I don't. She's got low HP. She's got really high attack. She could hit hard. Not really impressed with where I would use her in game, honestly. So we'll just have to see. But let's look at this Infernal Baroness. Where is she? She's got to be this one. Again, Force. We've seen this model. Just a little different. At least it has a full different kind of skin tone and even skin. They cut back on the pieces of it, so it's not a complete copy, I don't think. I really like the hair too. So let's see what we have here. We have really high HP, really high defense. Let's see if she does damage based on that. Heals the ally of the lowest HP by 5% of the damage inflicted. Attacks all enemies. That's pretty cool. It says that she's defense. Attacks all enemies, heals the ally with the lowest HP by 5% of the damage inflicted. So since it attacks everybody, it could do a lot of damage. You know, it could, again, she's Force, so they're always messing up Spider. Spider's 20, I don't know. I think they do it on purpose. I'm really sure they do this stuff on purpose because they don't try to make champions that benefit us for certain things. I never see that happen. It always comes out like this. Attacks all enemies, has a 50% chance of placing decreased attack. Now we have what's her name? Sinessa? No, I can't remember her name. The one I just did a video on, and I ran through Dragons 20 with a whole bunch of rares, and then I did an all rare run. But she's Force as well. She does this same thing on a 3-turn cooldown as well. So I'm just like, places a perfect veil buff on all on an ally for 3 turns. So this one you get to place it on an ally, hide them, and do this. But the only place she is good for in-game would be dragons, clan boss, which you're not going to use on a clan boss, PvP, or whatever new content we have coming up. So I don't know. I really don't like the force one, especially when they kind of copy. Where is she at? She's in here, right? Yeah, I just did a Nizana. I just did a video on Nizana, and Nizana's the same thing. Attack all enemies, 50% decreased attack debuff, 3-turn cooldown. So, though she does look cool. I will say that she does look cool. Let's see, who else do we have? So that was the Infernal Baroness. Now we have we have 3 more epics. Cool. So Sacred Order, Knights Revenant, and Banner Lords. Knights Revenant should be right here. Nice Revenant. Who do we have here in this that I don't recognize? All right, at least, hey, this guy, is that a guy? Yeah, that's a guy. At least he looks different. It's kind of freaky, right, with that? Okay, so he's got low HP, and the rest, I don't know. Attack one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. That's nice. And then has a 50% chance of attacking all enemies with an extra hit. Okay, on a 3-turn cooldown. So it's kind of like the rare girl that we can choose when we come in, Elahan or whatever her name is. But this does decrease defense, and he is magic. So, places perfect veil buff on this champion for 2 turns if this attack is critical. So he gets to attack somebody on a 4-turn cooldown and gets perfect veil. So I mean, he can hide himself. That's good. He could be used in dragons. He could be used in golems. But again, when we get to the bosses, we're going to have to see how this works out. Because when we get to the bosses, they all AoE. So the golem is going to AoE regardless. And the right and left of champions are going to place are they still going to place the decreased heal, the heal block, and the decreased defense on these people? Because if they do, because they're AoE moves, then the golem's going to come in and cleave and just whack a person like this with no HP, 1200 to death. And these attack classes aren't going to do anything. So let's go to the next one and see what we have. Was that Necro Hunter? Yeah. So now we have Banner Lords and Sacred Order. All right, let's go to Banner Lords. Maybe Banner Lords got some love. Did we get some love with Banner Lords? This guy? Okay, that is the new one. Same remake. We've got really high HP, good defense, low attack, 105 speed. Has a 30% chance of placing a leech debuff based on defense and attack. Perfect veil buff and a 15% continuous heal buff on an ally for 2 turns on a 2-turn cooldown. I guess that's pretty interesting. So it could hide one of your champions. But again, when we go into these waves, Dragon's waves don't do a lot of AoE. The Golem's wave do a lot of AoE. When we fight those Terror Beasts, when we fight some of those other ones, those other 2 girls that are with the Terror Beasts, we've got a Draco there. We've got a couple other things that do AoE. So I mean, how good is it to hide one of your people and they're getting healed, but they're still going to get whacked and taken out? So places a counterattack buff on the champion for 2 turns, has a 60% chance of placing a provoke debuff on all enemies for 1 turn on a 4-turn cooldown. So 100% chance. So this guy can provoke everybody and place counterattack on himself and then start placing leeches on everybody. It's not bad. It's pretty cool. I don't know. He might be useful. We'll have to try him out. I would have liked it if that guy was a rare with those abilities, really. I don't think I'm asking for a lot. I think it would have been cool to have him as a rare. Then he would have been like, we would have been like, whoa, let's try him out for sure. So now we have, who did I have? Sacred Order? Sacred Order. What do we have here? I thought we already went over this. Was it this one? No. Sacred Order. Where? Oh, down here. I forget there's more. Okay. I'm losing my mind. Okay, so the Mistress of Hymens. So let's see what she's got. She is cool looking in the back. I like that. I like that a lot. The color scheme was really cool back there. Let's see what she's got. So she got increased defense 25% in all battles. That's actually really strong. Really high HP, good defense, good attack. Low attack, but still. Heals the ally of the lowest HP by 15% of the damage inflicted. All right, looks like they're trying to get a lot of things in here that give support, that give heals to other champions. If people don't have healing in their team, or maybe some spot healing, that kind of stuff. 15% of the damage inflicted. That could be a lot. I mean, you could make this girl really strong. She has kind of low attack, but you could. Places a 15% continuous heal buff on 2 allies with the lowest HP for 2 turns if this attack is critical. If it's critical, okay. Revive 2 random allies 50% HP and place Veil buff on them for 1 turn on a 5-turn cooldown. Now that's pretty cool. We got a Reviver. We have a... I wish Shaman was like this girl that they give us. She 15%. That could be a lot healing somebody. Now I'm sure it could heal her as well. And then this one with 2 lowest on a 3-turn cooldown. This is on a 5-turn cooldown to rest somebody. Pretty interesting. We'll have to see how she plays out. She could really help out. You know, the strong players out there aren't going to need any kind of champion like that. But, you know, it could help out some other people. So I think that we went over all those. Now we're to the... There's only 2 rares left, and that's it. We have a new Barbarian rare. I like the Barbarians. Let's check out the Barbarians. Here she is. Is she cool looking? She's kind of plain. Not a lot of detail right here, but let's see what she's got. She's got it too. Speed, low HP. Places a Veil buff on an ally for 1 turn and a 25% increased attack buff for 2 turns. Also places a shield buff on this champion equal to 20% of her max HP on a 3-turn cooldown. So it's pretty often. Okay, this is a 2-turn, placing a weak heal over time on an ally for 2 turns. If they would have added an attack to this, like you attack one enemy on a 2-turn cooldown, and then you do this lower continuous heal, I think it'd be okay. Or they should have just made this the larger version. I understand it's on a 2-turn cooldown, but continuous healing isn't going to save people in waves today the way they are, as hard as you get hit, as hard as you're going through there. And again, she's a rare. That's right. She's a rare. Okay, so she's a rare that has a chance to place decreased attack, do this low healing, and then do the Veil buff, and then places a shield buff on herself. But she has really low HP. I don't know. She's a rare, so we'll find a spot for her. I like to play around with rares. So we have 1 Bannerlord's rare void left. Come on, be cool. Be a cool rare void, please. Please, is this it? No. Are we in? We're in Bannerlords. Oh, that was epic. Okay, rare. Here we are. Steadfast Marshal. Steadfast Marshal. Looking just like my other peeps that we have. The other champions we have. High HP, low defense, low attack. What are you going to do, Steadfast? Let's see. Okay, it's based on HP. That's cool. So this is a guy that's got an attack based on HP. I love champions that have a variation instead of just attack. 50% chance, 50, 60, 75% chance to place a provoke for 1 turn if the target's max HP is lower than this champion's. Well, that's not good. Well, you can't provoke bosses anyways, but still, we can't provoke the guys in waves. I mean, come on. Stage 20 waves, what are you going to provoke? Provoke debuff for 1 turn if the target's max HP is lower than this champion's max HP. Come on, max HP. If you said current HP, maybe even then it would be situational. But max HP, you are not going to be provoking anybody in wave stage 20s. Their HP is way too high. So right there, you should have thought, hey, that kills that guy. We should do something else, because only in PvP are you going to have this happen then. And that kind of really limits the champion. Place a 60% increase buff on this champion for 2 turns. Grants an extra turn. That's nice. I like that. So then you place a Veil buff on all allies except this champion for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. Now that's really this part of this rare is really interesting. So we can take this rare into Dragons 20 with our rare team, and he will cover everybody else where they can't be targeted, and all they have in there is single target damage from Dragons 20. From what I can remember right now, I'm pretty sure that it's all single target damage. So they would only attack this guy on a 3-turn cooldown. Do that for 2 turns. Now that's pretty impressive. This guy will get us through some things. He will not get us through Golems 20, because again, they have too much AoE, way too much AoE. And he's not going to provoke anybody there. I really wish this provoke was under a different condition. This guy could be so good. I don't know. We'll have to play around with this. This is a really good skill. This is pretty sad. And then this one right here, to increase his defense, is fine. He gets to take another turn, so that's all that matters. He's good to go. But man, I really wish this provoke could be useful, because doing it against their max HP just isn't the best. He's one of the most exciting things I've seen so far. What do you think, guys? What do you think about all these champions? What are your thoughts? I think the best one that I saw that I want to pull, not there. The best one I saw that I want to pull is that one Void, is that one Dark Elf. The Dark Elf champion here. Dark Elf, Dark Elf. This guy? Yeah, this guy. This guy is amazing. This skill 3 times to extend the duration of any debuffs is insane for my setup, or for most anybody's setup out there in the clan boss. As far as things like taking him all the way to the bottom of dragons, he would still be great for dragons as long as you're putting up debuffs on the dragon, especially poison, because it really helps out to make the dragon battle faster. As far as stuff like, again, like I said, spiders, that's his only down draw, so his only drawback. So I can't bring him into spiders 20, golems 20. So he kind of is very limited to, yeah, cool, I got him, but I'm only going to use him for clan boss, spiders 20 for now. And he's in the Dark Elf, so I could bring him into, you know, faction wars, whatever else we have later on. Anyways, good luck with all your summons, whoever you're summoning today. I wish you all the best. Thank you for watching me, and I will see you all on the next video.